Because most people, when they say, oh, you're graduating, you want to be your cap and gown, they don't ask because you already know they're going to say no. I asked out of courtesy to the principal. I was going to do it no matter what.
A Nebraska high school senior fought for her right to represent her culture at graduation, and she didn't take no for an answer.
Tonight, KTIV's Gabriela Quinones has the story of the determined graduate who helped to make the change.
Most people, when they say, oh, you're graduating, you want to be your cap and gown, they don't ask because you already know they're going to say no. I asked out of courtesy to the principal. I was going to do it no matter what.
Tiala Luong is a graduating senior at the Academies of South Sioux City High School. She's a cheerleader, not just for her school's sports teams, but also for the Indigenous community. Luong said Principal David Clausen originally told her she couldn't wear her Indigenous regalia while walking the stage during graduation. At the time, school policy said a cap and gown couldn't be decorated.
I knew there was nothing he could do about it. If I don't get my diploma and I don't graduate, I know someone was going to help me be able to get there, because I knew it was against the law.
Luong didn't take no for an answer. After she did some research, she discovered that a law passed in Nebraska last year said in part, quote, a person who is a member of an Indigenous tribe and is a student attending public school may wear tribal regalia in any public school function. That includes graduation. She brought it up to Principal Clausen's attention.
As we dug into this more, we realized this is, number one, this is what's right for our population of students. And also, this is a law, and our district is going to support that law.
I mean, I about cried when he told me. I was so happy because I did something. I felt so proud of myself, and I hope my people, my family's proud of me as much as I am of myself, because this is a big win.
After graduation, Luong says that she wants to pursue an education in Indigenous culture studies. She says that she's passionate about being educated on her culture.
Doing what I'm doing now with changing laws and stuff like this, I want to do that in the future. I want to pursue that. Because I told Mr. Clausen, I was like, this matters to me.
What I really appreciated with this young lady is just how she handled herself. She was very passionate about what she wanted for her and her family.
Luong says this was a fight worth fighting.
And I knew that he was in a higher position than me, he was in a higher power than me, but I still fought, and I still wanted it so bad. I was so passionate and so determined. With so much persistence, I got where I needed to be.
And Luong's persistence paid off. In South Sioux City, Nebraska, Gabriela Quinones, KTIV News 4.